Hey everyone, welcome back to another Poemaster video. Today we're going to talk about Nessa and Eiscue, right? So Nessa and Eiscue is the newest hail setter before we get another, well, I mean, it's not a new hail setter, but an upgraded version of one of her older hail setters, right, than Candace. So she's a hail setter and she could do damage. She's kind of like Ice Steven, right? She reminds me a lot of Ice Steven, except you don't have to sync to set hail, right? You set hail regularly with the hail move, and you have an NPR 4 on that hail, right? So that's all nice. You switch phases between no ice phase and ice phase. Ice phase is the one with a block. The no ice phase is the one without that much ice on it, basically. And how you change it is when you use hail, right? When you use hail, you turn into ice phase. You start out as ice phase, right? If you take a physical attack move, you turn into no ice phase, and then if you use hail, you turn into ice phase. In terms of like stat wise, no ice phase is a bit better just because it's a bit faster, right? And just takes away a bit of speed. The special attack is completely useless. The only special attacking move is power snow over here, right? Then I think it's better than ice phase, but ice phase, if you do have them 3 out of 5, you do have ice plow 3, which gives you an extra 30% when you are in ice pace, ice phase when you're hitting for super effective, right? So there's definitely that. So I'd say overall ice phase is better if you do have a 3 out of 5, but if it's 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, it doesn't really matter, right? So let's see. You have hail, you have icicle crash as your main damage dealing move. You will need an extra +1 crit buffer and a +2 attack buffer, right? Unless you're trying to get MP refresh on this, which I generally don't like. You have snow shelter, hasty hail, pretty standard, right? There's nothing really too much else. So in terms of life skill, as usual, damage heals, you want crit strike 2. If you can't get that, you want crit strike 1, right? I'm not a huge fan of using her as a tank, although you do have that, maybe some of that capabilities, I guess, if you really want. But again, I'm not a huge fan of doing that personally, right? Because again, in no ice phase, no, which one? Ice, the ice phase, you have a bit more damage, even though it's not really that good. You could take a hit, right? From where's the passive, man? Oh, there it is. Protects the user with ice phase from damage from physical attack move, right? So yeah, like you get free hits there, but it's just it's not that safe, right? Because once you're in no ice phase, you drop your defenses, which are already pretty low to begin with, and then if you get knocked by a few more hits, you're in real trouble, right? Maybe either 1 or 2 hits could take you out, right? So yeah, you can do the gimmicky tanking thing, but again, I'm personally not a huge fan. It's too dangerous, right? So going into the grid at 1 out of 5, there's nothing too much here. You have the Icicle Crash. You have both move gauge refreshers, which is definitely nice, right? So just pick up the Icicle Crash stuff over here. Again, if you're trying to save on your energy, right? So you can do that for 1 out of 5. At 2 out of 5, you have your NPR and hail at least, right? So that's nice. You come over here, pick up the hail NPR, right? You can get speed skating, which is nice as well, right? When you're in ice phase, you attack, 50% chance of buffing your speed by 1. And speaking of buffing speed, up here you also have Pep Rally, right? When you use hail, it's +1 speed for a whole team, which is nice to have as well. And for the remaining, you go for healing hail, or you can just go for some more Icicle Crash power-ups, right, basically. So yeah, it actually has a pretty nice 2 out of 5 grid, I'd say. 3 out of 5 is where you get most of your damage, right? You have Invigorating Hail over here, you have Ice Pillow 3 over here, you got Ramming Speed over here, right? That's most of where your damage comes from. So obviously you generally do want to pick up all that stuff, right? So you come down here, pick up Invigorating Hail, and then for the last 8 energy, it's up to you, right? You could maybe you could like go over here, pick up Soften Up as well, right? If you want. If you're trying to sync with Eiscue, she does have the Tech Innate with the sync nuke when the opponents or when you have or not sandstorm, hailstorm up, although it's not super powerful, but it's okay, right? At least. Or you could have speed skating, which is nice, right? The speed buffs are cool. So, or if you want the move gauge refresh on Icicle Crash, you could do that as well. Although personally, I'd say speed skating is a bit better, just for the long run, right? So yeah, there definitely are some options if you're trying to go like full on like support hail thing with Nessa. You don't care too much about dealing damage, right? You go pick up the pep rally over here. You go for aggravation on Icicle Crash if you're going for like flinch, because there are ice types that could use flinch, right? Like Ice Steven, or you come down here or up here, I guess. Powder Snow, and pick up the hostile environment on Powder Snow if you need attack buffs for your team. You could go Fierce Infliction over here as well, right? Again, depending on what you need, what you don't need, you could also go for the hail MP refresh at the cost of one of these things, right? That you maybe don't need as much, right? Still, again, really just depends on what you're trying to go for, right? There's just a lot of options in terms of if you're running it as a support, right? So yeah, anyways, let's talk a bit about team building. In my opinion, her best team is still the same one as Leon. They share, basically the same one over here, right? Both are ice types, both are physical ice types. You have Sonya to debuff the opponent's defenses when you attack. Sonya obviously maxes out both their stats, right? Or offensive stats at least, which is great. Leon does his ice type damage. Nessa does her ice type damage. Everything is good, right? And obviously there's a lot of other ice types that you could run her with. Like, you just look down the ice type list, and you could generally just find a you could find a really good teammate for her, right? Sandslash is a nice teammate as well. Sandslash also has some of the flinch stuff, right? They could share together, right? Harry too on Icicle Crash if you want, right? That's definitely nice. Got Hasty Hail. He has Invigorating Hail on the passive. That helps. You have, let's see, okay, Crabomble could use the Hail as well. The Hasty Hail, Invigorating Hail too as well. That's not bad either. Stuff like maybe Dugong a bit. There's 2 Invigorating Hails over here as well. Cure maybe not that much, although if you just want to run them as just like 2 ice type damage dealers, sure, you can do that as well, right? So yeah, just any of these ice type units and then just the appropriate supports should generally be sufficient. I wouldn't really run her with Candace though, just because both of them, with their regular move damage wise, both of them are not really good in that department. Most of, I mean, both, like, not Candace, well, yeah, both of them don't, like, the damage is not that great overall, right, and slightly unnecessary. But overall, again, just a lot of these ice types you could throw in there, that could definitely work. If you want to Cryogonal nuke, even though, again, he doesn't have, he's that good of a nuke. You should probably just want to nuke with Nessa's instead, but if you want to play around, meme around with Cryogonal, sure, whatever. So, yeah, anyways, that's me with this one. I guess hope you all enjoyed it, guys. Think in the comments down below. Like, share this video, share our channel, some more content. I'll see you guys in the next one.